Have you ever had somebody try to draw a weapon on you in real life, like for real? Have you?
Yeah, screwdriver.
A screwdriver. I had a screwdriver. I actually, exactly 4.5 times, someone that I was fighting with tried to deploy a weapon against me. I'm gonna do a little war stories. Some people like the war stories, but I've got Ryan Hoover from Fit to Fight. He just did the Edge of Reality seminar here. He talked about stuffing the draw. That's the terminology. That's what you call it too. Yeah, stuffing the draw, fouling the draw. So I've heard it called that. Basically, when I go to draw, him stopping me, because that's exactly what happened. The worst.
You're done. You're done.
I know this is not like a huge sample size, but I think it's happened to me 4 times, and it was exactly the same 4 times. We were in sort of a not knockdown, drag out, sort of a like, hey, come here, and we're kind of bullshitting around, and and he's just kind of like this. All 4 times, I knew as soon as he went for it that that's what was happening. Like, it was readily apparent that someone was going for a draw. When it was in the back, I got this, and I held it into his pocket, and I was talking to him. It was and I ended up tripping him onto a slide on a kid's playground. All right. Every other time it was from behind and the weapon was in the front. Once it was on a pat down, I hit it, and he went for it. We got in a little fight, and we did just like this. Another time, a guy was trying to draw a pistol from his pants, and it was the same thing, but I was on the outside of that guy. But every time, I knew that that's what was happening, and every single time, they didn't do anything other than just, while I'm fouling that draw, they just kept trying to draw. It was just draw, draw, draw. That's all they did. But I didn't have a what to do now. It was just, I just did this.
Right.
And it worked. So I know what you're gonna say, like, pretty good. But I would like a better, like a next step, like other than this.
Yeah.
Besides, I mean, obviously, you could just start doing karate and
that's
stuff.
What I would do.
Yeah, head kick them.
Yeah. No, but I think the important part of the story is what they didn't do. They didn't try to punch you with the other hand.
Yeah,
they didn't try to take you down. They fixated on the thing that they went to do. They just kept trying to do over and over and over again. Yeah. Because anytime we teach this stuff, all I hear is, well, I would X, Y, Z.
Like, I'm going to draw.
Right.
And they think I'm going to do this.
Yeah, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Right?
They never.
It's not what happens.
This was real weapons, like on duty as a police officer, real weapons, people trying to draw them to kill me with them. Yeah. 4 times.
Yeah. Well, if anything, what'll happen is, if they're going to use that hand, maybe they redouble their efforts to try to...
that's what it was. It was like the baseball bat thing, like just trying to get hands
climb
on.
up. Yeah. So if I'm here, so for me, obviously I want to get my hand to whatever the initial problem is. I like to get behind the elbow as early as I can, because if I can get behind the elbow, it makes it very difficult for you to pull that arm out and away. We talk about angles a lot. I would like to improve my angle. Like, positionally, we're kind of neutral here. So I would like to get here. And then from this position, if I can own this headspace, I'm probably going to look to rip this out. Or if we're just here, maybe I go straight to a takedown off of that and look to pin you. Now, if I'm armed, maybe I disengage and I go to higher force. If I'm not, maybe I stomp your head, maybe I bash your head off the floor, and I make space and I get out.
Well, I thought it was interesting during the seminar when they had it, and you did go to like the Russian arm.
Yep.
And you said, boom. And you didn't really care that much that it came out.
Yes. Yeah, because that's the next thing that everybody's like, well,
I think that's
it's already there. Why would I? Well, but now I know where it is. I know what it is. I know that you're not going to switch hands, because if it stays in there like this, if it stays in there, and if it is a knife, as opposed to a gun, you can grab with that hand and reach it out and stab me.
And now you're stuck.
And now I got to go hand fight on the far side.
Yeah.
But if I rip it out, whether I get your hand with the knife or without the knife, if I rip it out, boom, here, okay, I know where it is. Now I can go into the other things that I would otherwise do, and I have some semblance of control of the knife.
And it's funny. It's like there's a logic that says no, that would be terrible. Don't let them pull it out.
Right.
But then I'm like, but why?
Yeah.
And if you make a list of the reasons why, they don't really hold up. If you really think hard about it, like the knife is a problem. The knife, it might come out despite your best efforts.
Yes.
But it'll come out on your terms.
Right.
Here, this is better than like you said, neutral, like here.
And I'm here and I'm fucking around and you.
Yeah, and I might think, and everyone's seeing that, and even when you're demoing,
Yeah.
I'm starting to think of this because I'm
Pushing
thinking of
off
clinch
of me,
fighting.
making space. Yeah.
But when that shit is real, nobody thinks about that, especially untrained people, which is probably who's gonna.
Right.
I think what happens is we get into gamesmanship. Like if you and I play around with this
Right.
for an hour. The end of that hour, we're gonna be doing goofy shit that's not real. We'll be fucking doing cartwheels and everything else.
It's a training environment.
Yeah.
Phenomenon.
Like switching
yeah,
hands.
switching hands.
I did a video. Everyone's like, "Oh, but they would just switch hands."
Yeah.
but they don't.
They don't.
I did a video on that. I'll link that up there. I saw the same study that you showed. A guy watched 160 knife fights.
Yeah.
It never happened once.
Right.
People just.
Right. And we see it in force on force stuff all the time.
Yeah.
Whether this is a knife or a cup of sugar or
Yeah.
a gun or whatever, they hold on tighter to that thing. They don't switch hands because now for you to switch hands, you have to open this hand
Yeah.
and physically put it in the other hand. While I'm moving you around and maybe headbutting you and whatever else, what you're gonna do is either try to pull that knife away, try to push it into
Yeah.
me, or maybe you try to do something with that other hand to affect my grip.
Yeah.
But switching it just
While it's out in the air,
it just does not
It
happen.
doesn't happen. I think what happens is you get a room full of guys who are all having a good time
Yeah.
and are comfortable and not stress free. We think all kinds of
Right.
throw it
And you
behind our
start
back.
doing the stuff
yeah,
like
like
this,
that,
and-
exactly. Putting it in my teeth.
Yeah.
You know.
And I've actually seen that.
Yeah, I've done it. Yeah, I've done it. I put it in my teeth like someone's chasing me, trying to figure out which hand's gonna be it. Put it in
Yeah.
my teeth.
Yeah.
Where to go, and then I put it back in my hand because we're just playing at that
Right,
point. It's
right,
not real.
right.
But so from the back,
Yeah.
we're playing patty cake. This police thing's weird. There's this weird, we're not fighting, but you're not complying sort of thing. That's how a lot of these videos where they see unlawful use of force, like excessive force. It's like you don't realize how quick. We're not trying to get my hands, and I'm doing this.
Yeah.
This is seconds away
It's
from
excellent.
like yeah.
It can escalate like that. And
Yeah.
so, and realistically, like, well, people say, well, punching is not deadly force or whatever. But if I hit you and you hit your head on a car
Right.
bumper on the way
Yeah.
down,
And vice versa. A lot of people think the cops aren't allowed to punch people. That's not true. They teach it in the academy.
yeah, yeah,
So we were playing this bullshit.
Yeah.
And he went like this, and I knew.
Yeah.
I knew what time it was. I knew he was going for that screwdriver.
Yeah.
Which was, people can say what they want. That shit was just as scary to me as a knife.
oh, absolutely.
It was a screwdriver, a box cutter, and 2 guns, and then the one halftime. I'll tell the stories here at the end if you want to hear them.
Yeah, yeah.
The halftime, it was a cement frog that a guy tried to use on me, and it went a little different. But I won't say the guy's name, but he lived out north. He was doing this. I was walking towards him, trying to get his hands.
Yep.
Try to get my hands.
Yep.
I was kind of doing like this, and he went like this, and I
Yep.
knew. Oh, that's better. That's better.
So I can't even see your arm, but I know where it is. It's attached to your shoulder.
It's only going to go that one place.
That's right.
Yeah.
So I've got the wrist. If I can get an inside bicep tie, I'll take it. And then probably from here, and I'll be light because the way you're going to fall is going to be rough. But probably from here, I'm going to drive with my head, hit with the knee as I take this space away with the hips.
Oh, yeah.
And put you down on that arm. And then now from here, if I need to stay, obviously I can start looking to walk this out.
Yeah. Yeah, that's an awkward way to...
Yeah, you almost wrist lock yourself.
Yeah. All right, so the 4 ways that I dealt with it. I didn't do none of that. That's awesome, by the way. Those are cool. I'll link Ryan's stuff down below. He just did the Edge of Reality course down here. You can go, you get a digital version of that too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like and he was also the first one to do, I saw like striking, like explaining how striking integrated in this. I've seen a lot of the grappling and fighting over it, but like striking to grappling to striking to grappling, you know, like fighting.
Like, yeah.
So, the first time it ever happened to me, the guy had a gun. He actually had it in his basketball shorts, turned sideways, like he had him twisted around so the pocket was his holster, and then jeans over him. It was actually a pretty deep concealment
Innovative
way
kind
to
of,
carry
yeah.
it. But the problem was, he had it down his pants and like that, and he was inside his pants on it, and I was outside his pants on the gun, right? And I was in a bad way. He couldn't get it out, but I couldn't improve.
Yeah.
I just Kevin Randleman'd him onto his head. That's what I did. I just lifted him.
Like Fedor,
and,
yeah.
Yeah, and I tried to kill him. I was trying to kill him because I thought he was trying to kill me.
Yeah.
Everyone flipped out that was watching. They were screaming and yelling, "Oh, you can't do that! You can't do that!" But I eventually ripped the. He was like this, and I pulled the gun out and emptied the cylinder, and they was like, "Nope, yeah, you can do that." That was, I'll allow it. But the box cutter guy, he was trying to get a box cutter in the front of his pants, and I spun him down like this, and then we were like this. And we're fighting, and then I was at a new agency. I'd never had a taser before. I'd never used a taser, and I'm fighting over this box cutter. I knew he had a box cutter because the loss prevention lady at Walmart told me he had a box cutter. She saw it, and I was like, oh shit, why am I doing any of this? And I just said, ha, and tased him. Every time it was obvious that's what they were doing. Every time I was able to stuff the draw but not improve, except for that one time I kicked that dude in the head.
Yep. Sound like wins to me.
Yeah.